What up?
250 today,
250,
man.
let's go.
Just like America, baby. We 250.
That's right. This year is the
this year, man. 1776, right? Let's go. Let's go. We've been hella patriotic this month, man. We started 2026 patriotic as fuck. Let's go, man. If you guys are just joining us, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure right beneath me somewhere over here, there's like a subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that and the like button, and then turn on your notifications. And then, there'll be a link in there and stuff to follow us on audio. So make sure y'all get that out of the way first. I want to get that in there.
Absolutely. I always forget that shit, man. I know we've been on all these platforms for so long.
Yeah. We're only 250 episodes in, bro. We're
only 250. That's right. We babies. Yo, man, congrats to us.
Fucking
fuck that shit. Congrats to us.
Let's go.
Let me tell you something.
Let's go.
We started this shit. For those of y'all who don't know, we started this back in during COVID in 2020. And so, we're about to be 6 years in. Like I think in May, I believe, is when we started.
Yeah.
And
some of y'all learned how to bake bread. We started a podcast.
Yeah. I built a deck in my backyard.
That was your COVID baby?
That was the COVID.
The podcast was my COVID baby.
But man, like it's one of those things where I never knew like how long we would go. And I still don't know.
Yeah.
But it was one of those I never thought about it. I just, you literally call me and you go, yo, man, I bought the mics. like let's just do it. And we started and we didn't know where it would go or how, if we would suck and we probably do, and that's okay too. But we've been, if nothing else, we have been so consistent.
Yeah.
And we do skip some weeks and whatever, man. But for the most part, we are here every week. And bro, it's been a pleasure, and it's been like it's been fun, and it's been like a way to kind of like to always stay in touch. You really like you don't see your boys for a long time or whatever, man. It's just like this is always something that I just go like, I'm gonna see you on a regular.
Yeah, we hung out. Truth be told, that's the only reason we did it in the first place, so that we were allowed to hang out. Then we weren't really posting them nowhere. The people we know were getting links. They thought we were posting.
That was the easy excuse at home. Just like I got the pod. I mean, I got the pod.
Like, where's this pod? Man, when they ask where it's at, you be like, it's a Patreon. You got to pay and subscribe. No, man, but likewise, dude, I always feel like somehow guilty for like pulling you into this. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, what are you talking about?
Because I go, yo. We hear it from people who like know us personally all the time. Like, how the fuck do you get Sean to do a pod? Because it's just like it. For most people, it feels so far out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would tell people, it's like, like Sean's not gonna walk into a room and then like try to just, like me, I'm fucking loud and I could be obnoxious and yada yada. I'm like, but you Sean going, like, I'm like, all we did was take the me and Sean show, if you will, like from that we have in private, and just put a camera and a mic in it. You know what I mean? Like, because half of them can't believe that. Most people that know you personally kind of see you as reserved and quiet and all that shit. And you are. And it's just that, like, when we get going and we have a drink, we just talk shit about whatever. And sometimes it's enlightening, and sometimes it's just fucking dumb.
But appreciate y'all, for hanging with us. It is always fun to kind of get some of the feedback that you guys put out there on social and stuff. So glad you're here, man. So
hell yeah. Thank you for riding with me, buddies. Yeah,
that's it.
Salute. And we're doing just our thing has been the old fashions.
Yeah, man. Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
We gotta do the intro.
Oh, do the intro.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Carpet From the Podcast. He is Swan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with a drink of the day.
For the 250th episode, man, I wrestled with this all day today. We were texting back and forth on what we were gonna do, and what a better thing that if you've been listening to us for a while, our old fashions are our thing, and we've done different variations of old fashioned. Yep. But we wanted to pay homage to just the old fashioned, the drink. And so we made a classic, perfect, quote unquote, old fashioned, if you will, in terms of like what the recipe would call for like the old fashioned purists.
Okay.
And so This week, yeah. So we kept it simple, and we did a 2 ounces of a Willet small batch cask strength rye, which for like the
why that?
So the old fashioned, the original old fashioned, made in like what the 1800s, whatever it was, it had to be a rye whiskey. So that was like the original spirit that it was made with. And so like the old fashioned purists will say that you have to use a rye. Obviously, we don't stick to that. We use bourbons, and we've used scotches, and we've used tequilas, and we've used whatever. But like the true OGs will say you got to use a rye. So we went with a rye. We went with this Willet straight rye. It's from a family estate. It's a rare bottle. It's good. And we wanted to up the ante a little bit because it's number 250. So we want to do something a little with some flavor and something we wouldn't necessarily do all the time. But it's good. I like it. It does stand out a lot with the bitters and the sugar. But we did that with a bar spoon of Demerara syrup, maybe a little more than a bar spoon.
Yeah, maybe a little more.
A little more than a bar spoon. I would say maybe a 1/4 ounce. And then we did 3 or 4 dashes of orange bitters, 3 or 4 dashes of Angostura bitters, and that's it. Stir that and pour in a rocks glass. Did the orange peel for the garnish, but also we got that the oils from that orange peel, squeeze that into there, rim it. But yeah, nothing else. No cherry. We like to do cherry syrups in all fashions, and sometimes muddle an orange down there and all kinds of. We've done everything, but this is supposed to be the kind of like purest form of an old fashioned, if you will. I guess the only other way we could have made it is if we used a sugar cube and just water instead of Demerara and stuff like that. But I thought it'd be a fun way to bring in 250, man, and hopefully fucking 1250, 1500 more to go. Who knows? Until you guys are sick of hearing us.
This shit has been, and it has gone by really fast, man.
It really has.
And a lot of times when I talk to people and they'll go, "Oh man, like I thought about starting a podcast." I thought me and the fellas or whatever, and it's just like, yo, like if you want to do something, it's just like just go start. And full disclosure, like we're not making any money off of this. So this is not like revenue driven. Yeah. Like this is just us two hanging.
We've done this for 250 episodes for fun. Like literally, like you said, for fun, for the hang, for like we got a chance to get together. We always thought we would get to document. Like if not anything else, we get to document this point in time and our thoughts and feelings and all that behind what was happening, and maybe one day there's like a archive for our great grandkids and grandkids to look back on and go like, look at our grandfathers talking about this moment in time, and like. Fortunately or unfortunately, it has been a very eventful 5 years,
bro.
And
so starting COVID,
So they're gonna look back on this and see our thoughts and not that we had like maybe some of it is enlightening, maybe some of it is well thought out, but some of it is just people talking. Like some of it is just us. We don't know how to feel. Like we're certainly not experts at things, and I think it would be cool to do that. One of the things I noticed, man, is that I'm bad about, we obviously have the pod social and we try to share not nearly as much as we should, but we try to share things on there. And I've been trying to make it a habit of like re-sharing the stuff from like my personal social, because I'm bad about using my personal social too. Other than for doom scrolling, like I don't use anything else, right? And it surprised me that we're 250 in and how many people still didn't know that we did a podcast, which I just assumed everybody knew.
Oh, shit.
And so we've gotten a lot of follows and mentions and comments and people dropping DMs and being like, oh, fuck, I didn't know. Like someone who knows us, remind me to tell you off air, because I don't know if I want their name out there, but like reach out to me like, holy shit, like tell Sean I said hi. Like, man, I didn't realize you guys are still doing. Yeah, it was cool. And oddly enough, and you'll know who this is when I mention it, we talked with this person about potentially doing a pod at a point in time when we were all hanging out, like having lunch together.
And she didn't know?
Yep. Yeah.
I know exactly
you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And we threw it out there as a joke one time. We had like a crazy lunch and where we were just talking shit. But it's funny. They reached out like within the last day and it was crazy to see how many people didn't know we did it.
We're like, yo, you left.
And and then also shame on me, I go, for maybe I just wasn't vocal enough. I just assumed everybody knew. Like
no, man, you're right, and unless people, I guess unless you see it,
No, unless you see it, man. So who knows, man? But let's. We've been drinking. Obviously, we've been terrible to our bodies the last few years. So I heard that hopefully you might have a solution to what will inevitably happen to me, which I'll catch some shit.
Yeah, that's right. So the compliment of the week is going out to Newcastle University. Why?
Is that in England? Hold on, Newcastle.
It is.
You know, it's in the UK. I know that? Because I watched soccer, Premier League soccer before.
So, bro, they had they actually found that exercise increases the concentration, I'm reading here, of several small molecules in the blood, many linked to reducing inflammation, improving blood vessel function, and metabolism, right?
Okay.
And so when these exercise-induced molecules were applied to bowel cancer, or bowel cancer cells in a lab, the activity of more than 1,300 genes was altered, including those involved in DNA repair, energy production, and cancer cell growth.
So essentially it was able to fight a cancer with exercise. A specific type of cancer, but through exercise.
Right.
We still won't do it.
No, but here's the part that was the reason why I gave him the carbon footprint, was that normally when we talk about exercise, it's like, hey, like start to go to the gym and, you know, exercise for, you know, an hour a day or whatever. That's what I do. And so like I can only speak on what I do.
Yeah.
This actually found that 10 minutes of intense exercise had the same effect, like on your health, on your DNA, on your cells. And so like for like, you know, cancer cells spread really rapidly.
Yeah.
So it cuts it down. It cuts down the spread.
Wow.
Just the 10 minutes of intense
daily.
Which
we all got 10 minutes, man. Fucking
everybody. We all got 10 minutes, bro. We all got 10
even if it's at home, even if you don't have a gym, we got 10 minutes to fucking hit some hit.
Now I will say home is it's hard to work out at home. Like,
sure.
Let's
No, but I think what I say that is in the grand scheme of things, it can't be the excuse of why you don't. Correct. It's like, because I don't have a gym membership or I can't go somewhere. Exercise is one of those things where like, you know, you as a military vet, like you guys didn't lift weights like as part of your core training. I'm sure they had a gym where you lift weights, but as far as like,
dude, you know what's funny, man?
Calisthenics, right? Like,
in boot camp, the only time that I picked up a weight, we used to have this. Man, I wish I could remember the name of it, man. But it was like this course that we would basically run, and there were different stations, and one of the stations kind of had like a curl bar, with some weights already on it.
But for the most part, they're training.
It's all
elite soldiers.
Yeah, it's running. It's rope climbing. It's you know, scaling obstacles. It's things like that, right? Yeah. So for the most part, so this one, man, they found that after 10 minutes of intense exercise, as many as 13 proteins increased, which help repair DNA damage or the DNA of damaged cells. And then over there in the UK, it says bowel cancer is the fourth most common cancer in the UK after breast, prostate, and lung cancer.
Wow. The fuck are y'all eating in the UK?
And it says that they estimated that the physical activity reduces the risk by about 20%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, cancer is always a big deal in you know, it's even here in the U.S. Like I know, I don't have anybody that died from cancer like really close to me.
Yeah.
But I know people that have died from cancer that are really close to people that I know.
Same.
And I've
been fortunate enough that family wise and you know, we have other things that tend to kill the people in my family. But cancer hasn't been one of them yet. But I've had friends and people, you know, like at arm's length, I guess, that have. So, yeah, it's been cool to see the advancements. And you know, since we've been doing this show, obviously, because we're always looking for like kind of like groundbreaking and like human altering, you know, events. And it's been really crazy to see all the cures that have popped up, even over the last few years. And with the evolution of AI and all that, that's going to exponentially increase
Oh yeah,
because AI and all that is going to make our healthcare system so much better. So I can't even imagine where we're going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now in terms of like disease and treatments and cures and all that stuff because of the evolution of this technical state. Because everything is exponentially. Or the pace at which things are evolving is so exponentially faster and greater than it was before, man. It's gonna be wild. I wish I had a cure for bitch when I was watching your fucking boys play this weekend.
Why you gotta bring that up?
Their fucking quarterback was... Oh man,
bear down, baby. Let's go, bear down.
I gotta preface this before we give your boys kudos. But my obviously I watch your Chicago Bears because of you, and so like I'm fucking invested, and I'll watch their games this season. And fucking Caleb Williams sometimes is so difficult to root for because he's like a petulant child. Like, dude, Caleb Williams reminds me of like the rich kid. Like think of like the rich affluent neighborhood in our area.
I know what you mean, man.
And you play that kid in like whatever sport, and he throws a fucking tantrum because like one little thing didn't go his way, and so you get that, and then 2 minutes later he does some miraculous shit for a team that you're rooting for, and so you can't be mad at him.
Right. You can't help but root.
Yeah, but I was mad for fucking 3 quarters and 10 minutes, and then
me
at
too.
him, and annoyed and frustrated. And then, fucking, he cured his inner bitch, and in the last 5 minutes of the fucking fourth quarter.
That's good.
Man. So how did that go for you?
Bro, let me tell you something, man. So I'm at home, and so I have, first, I threw a fucking tantrum. I'm a 51-year-old man. I threw a fucking
contagious.
Tantrum, bro. There was a point in I don't know if it was a late third or early fourth where Green Bay scored. I think to go up by like 11.
Yeah.
And it was like they were already sort of mounting a comeback.
I think I almost started falling asleep, and I almost was like, oh, it's over.
Right.
At that point. Yeah. I think I did fall asleep.
And bro, I went off in my house, and I'm just like, I fucking hate Green Bay. I'm fucking so tired of seeing these guys lose to this team. And I don't even remember what all I said. I just remember the look on my 2 18-year-old faces.
Is there a video of this?
I wish. Oh. I should have done like everybody else does and plant their fucking phone by the TV so we can see the reaction.
Stage fucking. Well, I think for me, and I'll let you get back to your thing.
Yeah.
It is really difficult for me to imagine you throwing a tantrum because I tell people all the time that you're like the most disciplined human I've ever met in my life and stoic, and I'm the I'm the
you're like the over the top guy.
Yeah. And not even like I keep my cool in like real life situations, but in terms of like theatrics and like if I'm telling a story or I'm watching sports or whatever, I'm like very fucking animated, right? Like it's a big contrast from how I'm like at life, I would say, on a day to day. But like as far as my fun and my hangs, I'm like bombastic and whatever. Like, and so like, but you're like the total opposite of that. So like, I would pay money to see you throw a tantrum. Like, I might just try to like incite that one day because I want to see it. We got to get it on camera. Like, I just
dude. So both my 18-year-olds are looking at me like this. They're like. And my 16,
they've never seen you
no
like, throw a tantrum. Okay,
and so my 16-year-old's in the bathroom and he's hearing me. My wife walks away, goes into the room, right? And I'm going in, and then I go to one of my 18-year-olds and I'm just continuing. I'm just like, this is what happens. They get good, and then they just fuck it away, and I'm just going. I don't even remember what all I said.
Bro, this is 40 years of build up. Just
oh my God, bro! And I'm just. It was like this. The last. So the Packers. For those of you who follow the NFL, the Packers have been pretty. They've been pretty good for like the last 30 years. When I say pretty good, it's like they've had decent. They have decent coaches. They've had Hall of Fame quarterbacks at the helm. I had to deal with. From early 90s, it's like Brett Favre, and then he went for probably 15 years, and then they had Aaron Rodgers for 15 years, and now they've only gone to 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Bro, only as a Titans fan, I I would give up my firstborn, maybe not the first. I would give up my secondborn.
We know who
for the Titans to win one Super Bowl in 30 years.
Bro, so I ended up afterwards like apologizing. So I threw a tantrum. Finish the story. I threw a tantrum, and of course, for those of you who watched, like the Bears make a miraculous fucking comeback and ended up winning the game. And I go to apologize to my kids because, bro, like...
You apologized for the tantrum?
I actually did.
Yeah?
Yeah, because about 16 years ago, man...
I really wish I would have saw this fucking video.
About 16 years ago, so my kids, again, put it into perspective, man, my oldest are 18 and I have a 16-year-old. About 16 years ago, I remember getting so upset at a Bears game, and I said to myself, like, yo, I don't want to be that guy.
Okay.
As they growing up, them watching me fucking go ape shit about this team that I really have no control over. There's nothing. Like, why the fuck am I so emotional about it? And I don't know why sports does that to us.
It does that to us.
But it just does, right? And so I made a decision 16 years ago, just like, I'm not going to be that guy. This was the first time in those 16 years that I just let it out.
Is it just because this is the first time in that time that you felt hopeful?
Yeah, probably.
And that changes everything.
They haven't won a playoff
the Titans fan,
like
it's very easy to keep my cool.
And see, so I feel that way about the Bears too, right? Up until this year, I'm just like, right, because they just sucked, right? They're just like a disappointment every fucking year, and I'm just like, this time it's like they just give me hope, and I'm just going like, you're just gonna fucking flush it down the toilet, you know? You're gonna
5 years ago when the Titans had like back-to-back years, like one AFC title game and the other one like divisional round, and I think they lost to the Bengals team that ultimately wound up in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I was fucking livid. And again, mind you, I've had to watch mediocre Titans football for the vast majority of my life, and I don't get, because I expect them to suck, but those years, because the expectations were high, I was so mad, and it ruined like days of my life when they got eliminated.
And see, that's
like days,
sucks,
bro. It's fucking suck. The only other team that's done that for, and I think I've talked about this on this pod, it was like the Yankees
right,
are capable of doing that to me. When the Yankees were good and they were in their runs, it was almost, I was so fucking spoiled by them winning World Series all the time that whenever they would get eliminated from the playoffs, it would ruin my week. Like I would be fucking fuming for like a week. Like,
I can say this, man. I've never been mad for more than a day, but it would essentially, like, them losing would ruin like the rest of the day for me. And then having young children, I just go like, yo, I can't.
Well, it sucks. You're in a bad mood for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I can't be that guy.
Many a Sundays during that thing of like being like in a shitty mood. Yeah.
And that sucks.
It sucks. Yeah.
So I did apologize, man. And then I was told like the next day by my wife, she's like, well, you didn't apologize to me. And I'm like, you were there? And then she goes, I was blinded.
Also, be like, I feel like you've had to deal with worse and throughout the course. Be like,
no, man. You know what I said? I go, yo, I haven't done this shit for 16 years.
I'm due.
Yeah, you do. I need to have a relapse.
I don't even believe it. I want to see a tape. I can't even picture you having one of those like stereotypical fan moments, because I'm just picturing like anyone who roots for Philly.
I just wanted to punch on TV, bro. Like, it's one of those. As you see, like, on social media, guys just going fucking ape shit. Like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to be
the thought of you doing that is
fucking
hysterical,
TV, bro.
Like, I would feel like I would have to create that with AI. And the fact that you're telling me that this shit happened and no camera.
We're gonna fucking do it, bro.
God damn it. We gotta, I'm gonna make AI make a video of you having a tantrum, because fuck, man. Oh, we just gotta reenact it and just drop it as a trailer.
All right, so here's a good question, bro.
Yeah.
Is it better to have, because one thing that I saw this weekend, besides all like the Bears fans celebrating, I saw the Green Bay fans distraught. Yeah. And my first thought was, you motherfuckers have been good for 30 years. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But then I go, man, is it worse to be just good enough to make the playoffs but lose consistently? Or is it worse to just have your team kind of suck and you have low expectations of them?
I think I know I fuck with cities all the time, but I honestly think that it is very contingent on where the team is based out of. So if you are Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Green Bay, right? Not a whole lot.
All cities that I don't want to move to.
Ding, 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 ding. Right? I think they will be, like Green Bay fans will be sad this week, but that first game next season will still be sold out. And so will the rest.
You're saying like they don't have anything else.
They don't have anything else to root for. So like they're going to be
or so we think.
Right. No, there's nothing. They're going to be mad, but like there's like if you're in Buffalo, what are you going to do? Not go to a Bills game? It's the only thing you have to do for like 10 weeks out of
I have been to Buffalo, man.
Right.
That city's kind of
sad. Nothing, and that's not a not. It's just there's just nothing. The entire city.
What is it? Go to Niagara Falls?
Yeah, there's nothing to do, right? Like if you're in Pittsburgh, if you're in Buffalo, if you're in fucking Green Bay, if you're in Cleveland, like there isn't shit else to do. And so I think you latch onto these teams. So these teams, like yes, you're gonna be mad, but I think the fan base is gonna stick around, and they're gonna watch no matter what. Whereas Chicago, for example, how many Chicago games were like half stadium full in your lifetime that you've seen that you watch Chicago Bear games? Like, and even when they suck,
they still go.
But I do think that you will go to games where people boo, people are upset, people are like, and it's not sold out. Like I can guarantee if we look at Chicago in the last 20 years, the years where they sucked, it was easy to get a ticket to a Chicago Bears game.
I'll be honest, man. So I went to a game back in, I think it was 2004. And they were bad. They were really bad that year. Mm-hmm. The quarterback that played was Chad Hutchison. You don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly.
Sound like you made it up.
Yeah. But they ended up winning that game. Now, that game, I don't know if it was sold out, but it was fucking full. They played the Vikings, and maybe this is why it was full. They played the Vikings who had Dante Culpepper,
Randy Moss,
Carter, Chris Carter.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Robert, was it the running back? Anyway, but the place was fucking packed. Yeah. And the Bears ended up winning. And it was a phenomenal experience. So I haven't really seen where they don't, like, I can't remember watching a Bears game where it didn't look full.
But I've seen like MetLife Stadium or Giant Stadium, you know, where it was known as before, like empty when they suck, right? And I've seen Yankee Stadium, right? Like changing sports.
When they're bad.
When they're bad. For a historic franchise, right? Great, best franchise, objectively speaking. Like, obviously, I'm a Yankee fan, but objectively speaking.
No, when I was a kid, we used to go.
The greatest franchise.
It was easy to get tickets.
The Yankees are probably the greatest franchise in sports. Not just in baseball, right? In terms of, like, championships won and expectation of excellence. The Yankees have, 27 world titles?
Yep.
I don't know that anyone else in sports comes close to that.
No.
And so, like, there's an expectation that comes with the Yankees that's like every year that. And even they will go, if you suck, we're not going, right? Because there's a lot of shit to do in New York. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff that occupies the time. There's a lot of stuff to do. So, like, I feel like, to go back to your original question.
What's Orlando's excuse?
I think Florida's just a bad sports town because everybody from here is from somewhere else.
Orlando.
Well, I think Orlando, everybody here is from somewhere else. Like, I think that's the issue of, like, the Magic. So if you look at the Magic, Orlando will go all in on the Magic when they're good.
But if they're not...
If they're not, why? Because most of us don't have an emotional tie to the Magic because most people aren't really from here. Most people, and even if you were born here, your parents are from somewhere else, right? And so your parents are from New York or Pittsburgh or whatever. And so you're, like, rooting for that team. Because if you go to a Magic game, dude, unless you're going on the years where they're good, it's mostly fans from the other team. Right, like if the Magic play the Knicks or Chicago or the Lakers or
a significant amount
of people are rooting for the other team, and so I think because there's a lot of people here that are from somewhere else. Now, when they're good, it just becomes trendy, like any other city. So, like, I think, like, going back to, like, what you were saying is that, like, I think if you are from a town where there's nothing else to do, I think you would rather them be competitive, or I think you would rather just have a team and you don't care, right? And then if you're from a town where there's a shit ton of stuff to do, I think it bothers you when they suck. And then you got options, so you'll go do some other shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But like for me, now if I go personally, as a Titans fan, it is a lot easier to watch football when they suck. Like last year and this season, zero emotional outbursts for me because I expect them to get blown out. And so it's made it enjoyable to just watch the games because I can watch the development of the young guys or whatever. And also I'm not expecting any upside. And then football is one of the few sports where I can watch every team play, even the teams that I hate. I can watch the games, and so like it's made it enjoyable for me to channel surf and watch other games and turn away. And so it doesn't make me like I couldn't tell you to be perfectly honest. Probably sports in general. I couldn't tell you the last time a team ruined even an hour or a minute of my day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and not to say that it hasn't happened, but I would say in the last 2 or 3 years, it definitely hasn't. And maybe I would say the last time that I was kind of like maybe more in shock was last year when the Yankees blew that shit to the Dodgers. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, you kind of expected them to lose, and then after that crazy game 5 where you're like, what the fuck just happened with all the errors?
They can't catch a ball.
I think that was the last time where I was like, what happened? Like a visceral reaction, but like it's been a while. But like I like not having high expectations for me personally.
No, and I do too, man. As a matter of fact, there's talk about the Bears moving out of Chicago, and you guys can go look it up. There's a thing about there's sort of like some contention between them and the state of Illinois. And I told my boys, I go, the best thing that can happen this year is that the Bears go and win the Super Bowl, and then they move out of Chicago to Indiana, but Chicago maintains the rights to the name of the team, and they just go and become another team. And I just go, that's enough, because I love the NFL and I can watch any game. Yeah. Like you said earlier, it is actually the only sport that I don't really care who's playing. I'll watch.
Yeah. Same.
And I love watching good games that are competitive, and I don't really have skin in the game.
Yeah,
those are more enjoyable.
So could you if they moved, would you just lose your fandom?
Yeah, I feel like
so your tie is to like the Chicago Bears part.
Yeah, I think it's just some subconscious.
I can see that. Yeah.
Fucking like it's not the Chicago Bears anymore. Like when people when the Browns moved to Baltimore and became the Cleveland Browns became the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah,
I remember thinking like, oh, if I was a Browns fan, like I'm not a Ravens fan now.
Right.
Even though there's probably the players and everything is still the same.
Time. Yeah. But no, I could see
But I was like, nah, like that's
well, if you live in a city too, again, you're tied to the team from your city unless there's an emotional connection to the team.
And I've never lived in Chicago.
Right. Well, no, but I'm saying, but there's an emotional connection to the team otherwise. It's like, for most people, it's like you live in a city, or again, like your parents or your spouse, or like they're good at like the Chicago Bulls, or like for example, were like just good, and so like in our childhood, they were like the nostalgic or the team to watch, like. So I could see that, just like for this generation, probably there's a lot of Golden State Warriors, like I like fucking with people where I go, if you can't point out where that city is on a map, if I didn't fill out the names. Like, if I fill out a thing, if you couldn't even point to the vicinity within an inch on a map of where that city is, you're not allowed to root for that team.
That's like every high school kid now.
Yeah, for real, bro. You know what? I think, too, bro, I think if you are an NFL team and you get the number 1 pick in the draft, like, and you fall to the bottom, I think you should be forced to play in like the Sky Rizzy Bowl against whatever fucking college team. Like some.
Oh, we gotta go. Fucking dude. Speaking of college football, man, and listen, if y'all not into sports, you just gotta stay with me on this one. College football has some of the most ridiculous bowl games. At the end of the year,
they're so fucking dumb, bro.
Yeah, at the end of the college football year, they have now we have the college football playoffs. But there's these other bowl games that it's fucking. They just have these names that are just kind of crazy. Yeah. So, and this is a copy. So this is not original on my part. Kevin Hart and Kenan Thompson did a segment on Good Sports on Prime.
Oh, okay. I've never watched.
And they had Michael Irvin on.
Oh, that's cool.
And they did this thing where they were just like, yo, like, is it bowl or bullshit? Right? So they were asking Michael Irvin, they would give him a name of the bowl, and then he has to guess whether it's a real bowl. Or
I love this game.
Or bullshit.
Because the bowl games are so fucking stupid, bro. The name.
So you're gonna fucking, you're gonna be Michael Irvin.
I want to play this. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. You ready?
I'm excited. Let's
go.
All right.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Ooh. I'm gonna say that's legit.
It is legit.
Let's fucking go.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
Let's go.
The Yoshinoya Beef Bowl.
Yoshinoya Beef Bowl. Not real. Yeah! And I'm only saying that because I'm half racist, and we would never name a bowl game after some shit we can't pronounce. Because this is America, baby. All right.
The Bush's Best Boca Raton Bowl
that's
of
real.
Beans.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, it is it? Let's fucking go.
When I first heard that, I go, no fucking way. The Mark Davis Bowl Cut Bowl.
No. Yeah, yes. No. All right.
You are now 4 for 4.
4 for 4. Let's fucking go.
Here we go. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl presented by Gin and Juice by Dr. Dre.
I wish that shit was real, but it is not.
It is a bowl.
It is a bowl.
It's a bowl.
Let's fucking go. Who played that this shit?
I don't know.
Oh, I got one wrong. Okay, fuck. Goddamn. Oh no! So it doesn't tell you who played. No, we gotta.
You can look. You can look it up.
It's legit.
It's legit.
Oh hell yeah! Shout out Snoop Dogg, man. Fuck yeah.
Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl.
Yeah, that's real.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's real.
Yeah. That's in Yankee Stadium.
Is it?
Pinstripe
Bowl?
Yeah.
All right. Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl.
Yep, that's real too.
Yep, it is real.
Let's fucking go.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
I wish that was real, but it's not.
It is.
It is. Oh, the Sun Bowl. Tony Tiger. Fuck. Okay.
The Plan B Oopsie Daisy Bowl.
That's the only one the Miami Hurricanes are allowed to play in. But it is fake.
Michael Irvin was like, yeah, it's real. He was like, oh yeah, them boys need that.
Shut up, Michael Irvin. That's what I would think. If you play at Miami, you really need that. And the prize needs to be a fucking unlimited supply of Plan B.
All right, check this out.
God damn, keep dropping the codes in.
The ISIS spelled IS4S. The ISIS Salute to Veterans Bowl.
Oh, that's real.
It's real.
It's real. Fuck yeah.
I go.
You know how I knew because you took time.
Who the fuck?
Give me. You don't know how to spell it.
Who the fuck put that out there?
That took balls, bro. Well, actually, no, not really. Maybe that somebody trolled.
ISIS, nigga.
ISIS, and it's military.
And it's military. That's what I'm saying. All right,
fuck.
Last one. The Bucked Up LA Bowl.
Wait. Bucked up. Nah, that's not real.
It's real.
It's real? Yo, I think the bucked up part isn't even the part that threw me off. Is that bucked up in LA would be like, I guess, related in something in any way. I would, like, if you would have said bucked up Alabama Bowl, I'd be like, yeah, bet it's real.
Nope. But bucked up.
So where'd I go? What'd I miss? 3?
So no, you just missed, I think, 2.
Right?
What? You did the Bucked Up Bowl, and then the Snoop Dogg.
I missed the Snoop. Nah, I missed one more in there. I missed 3. So I missed 3 out of what?
The Mark Davis Bowl.
No, I got that one.
You got that one. Bad Boys Mower. You said Scooters.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony the Tiger.
I missed Tony the Tiger, man.
That's the one you missed. That's
yeah. So I missed 3 out of what?
3 out of, let me see. 1, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yo, I was a C student, and I'm consistent, baby. Let's go. Yo, D's get degrees. Let's fucking go.
That's fucking dope.
That's fucking go. Yo, we got Minnesota about to get their own ice bowl.
The Minnesota Ice Bowl.
The Minnesota Ice Bowl
presented by Donald J. Trump.
Presented by Mino Speaky.
Presented by Drive, baby.
Damn. Yo, of all the people I thought ICE was gonna kill publicly on camera, I didn't have a white girl in my cards, bro, for that one, man.
A lesbian white girl.
Yo, and a lesbian. Well, fuck, man. Maybe that makes it more.
Maybe that makes it more believable.
Maybe that makes it more believable. The fact that she was lesbian, right? Because I saw the video. The chick that was in her passenger seat was definitely the butchy wife, right?
Oh, I didn't see her.
Oh, that angle is crazy. Because the minute I saw that angle, I was like, oh, this changes it a little bit for me. Like, yeah, okay.
So those of you who didn't see,
not what I thought, but just it was definitely a. It was I guess a more complete story. The whatever the video was from that angle was more of a complete story.
Okay. Yeah. So those of you who didn't see, there was a woman in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, gunned down by ICE. Renee Nicole Good. She had just dropped off her 6-year-old son. She was a U.S. citizen, mother of three, but now married to a woman. And there was sort of an incident where the video shows her car was kind of parked.
She won the fertility bowl for fucking.
You ain't right. There's a woman dead. I'm trying to tell you a story.
She did not win the Plan B bowl. I'm sorry. That's why you can't give me alcohol. Now you know I can't be serious about shit. Go ahead.
But for those of you that have seen this video, like the video shows this woman's car, and then I guess the ICE agents are stopping her for whatever reason. She tries to
like impeding justice or.
I was just gonna say, man, they're like, and I will say this: it appears that whatever neighborhood they were in, the people were very much against ICE. They would do whistles and blow horns to kind of
protesting,
warn the neighbors, warn the other neighbors of like, yo, ICE is here, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the officers, Jonathan Ross, was actually a 10-year immigration and customs enforcement officer and Iraq war veteran. He shot her, and so as she began to pull off, he's kind of in front of the car, and she starts to drive off. She doesn't necessarily. I will say this: I don't believe, based on what I saw in the video, that she was trying to run him over. I don't think that at all.
No.
But they told her to get out of the car.
Yeah, nothing about this person would lead you to believe that they're trying to run.
No, absolutely not.
Over. Yeah.
They told her to get out of the car. She didn't, and he fired shots and killed her. And killed her right there. She literally, like, I guess she had her foot on the gas. She drove off and crashed into like a.
Now, I don't know if you heard the same thing, but because I never know what to believe anymore.
Yep.
But I saw something that same officer was run over 6 months prior.
Yeah, so 6 months prior to that, he was dragged about 100 yards by a driver during the immigration operation in the same city.
So, which it's not in defense of the officer, but in terms of like human behavior and how they respond and why they act the way they act. Because here's the thing: two things can be true. That guy could have been scared for real, right? And so he thinks he is well within his right as a police officer to respond the way he did,
if he thinks you're using
his life.
He thinks you're using your car as a deadly weapon.
Right. Given the history that he has had where someone has used their car with a deadly weapon, I can certainly empathize with the idea that is where he thought this was going. The actions say differently. So then I'll flip that and say, watching the video from fucking the 75 angles that are available, the fact that he was to the side of the vehicle, the fact that he shot from the angle he shot at, the fact it tells me that like common sense prevails in that moment to say that you could have moved out of the way, you could have just let her go.
He did move out of the way.
You're right.
He wasn't run over.
Right. So you didn't need to shoot her.
You didn't need to shoot her.
Right. And so like you said, he did. In fact, when he shot her, he was to the side of the vehicle.
I think
he wasn't in front of it.
I think he shot one through the windshield.
Yeah, but it's almost like leaning into the front of the windshield and then kind of coming back. Like if you look at his feet positioning, like one of his feet are facing, like one of his feet is facing the front of what it's difficult to see it if you're looking at this, but like one of his feet are facing like the fender of the driver's side.
Okay.
Which tells me you're already at the side of it. And I know, like, if you're in law enforcement, generally you're not even allowed to chase. Like, if someone takes off in a speeding vehicle, unless they're like an immediate threat to society, or like you just let them go, because you just get the tag and you're like, yeah, I'll just catch up with this motherfucker later, or like there's plenty of cameras and like air support and whatever. Like you'll eventually get to this person if you want to. Because like, and here's another thing, like if you're her, and again, this isn't a blame on her, but you have to look at all of like the lead up, the actions that led up to this. It's like, why not just stop and let the situation play out? Because two things can be true. That guy could have been wrong and she could have been wrong. And the actions combined escalate the situation where you have a cop who's been run over, where you have, tensions are high because of the current climate we're in, emotions boil over, people have split seconds to think, and they make the decision in that moment in time that they feel is best. I don't think this cop set out with, like, what you can't say is like, hey, this cop is sitting there going like, oh, I'm racist and I want to eliminate like the, whatever fucking thing. Like, what's the argument here? Is like, if he's a bad, I guess, steward of the law, sure. Like, okay. Did he premeditate this and set out to cause this? No, I'm sure that guy in that moment would have liked to go home without people dying. Like, I would have to give him the benefit of the doubt. And so, like, as humans, we respond in the way they would respond in that situation, giving the collection of all the events that sort of led up to it. And they're all unfortunate. Like, it's fucking tragic that we're in a situation right now where people feel like they need to go out and warn people and do this stuff and try to help their neighbors, right? And because like the easy argument there is like, hey, mind your business, whatever. It's just weird that we're even in a situation that people feel like they need to do that. And then and I can recognize, I can watch that video and go, hey, just stop. And just let things play out and just do whatever. Like, what is the worst that's going to happen to you? Is that,
And it's funny, like her wife was the one that goes, drive, baby, just drive. Like, get out of here.
Wow.
Right? And so, hey, listen, if you're going to, I don't blame these folks for protesting ICE.
That's that white privilege that kicked in all of a sudden. It's just like,
I don't blame these folks for protesting ICE. Like, I like, we've seen sort of enough to go like, I get
black or brown person, we'd have thrown ourselves on the floor immediately. We watch the news.
Yeah. But here's the thing, man. If you're going to protest and you're going to protest peacefully, you have to do what you're told by the authorities.
Yeah.
Even if it's a peaceful protest, like, you don't know what these officers are going through. And so to put them in a position to be sort of like the judge, the jury, and in this case, the executioner, based on your activities, based on your, your mouth, your actions, whatever, like, you don't know what these guys are going through. Like, this guy got drugged 100 feet, 6 months ago. Somebody could have been, this guy could have been, I don't know, his wife is fucking banging the mailman. Like, you don't know what people are going through, and these officers are not there. They're there to do a job and uphold the law. And if you're doing peaceful protests and they tell you, yo, step out of the car, get on the ground, whatever, like, yo, your job is to do that. And if you go to court, you can prove your innocence in front of a courtroom. Do not put that on these guys, these men and women. They're not there for that.
No. Yeah, the vast majority.
You can't bring the courtroom to the streets, bro.
You're right. Yeah, you're. It's unfortunate, and I don't know that we've had a chance to talk a lot about the situation with ICE on this podcast a whole lot. Because I think for me personally is I didn't know what to think about it at first, and I'm kind of ignorant to like the shit that happens it's difficult for me to give an opinion on shit. I think sometimes because I know that I'm very much a victim of the information my algorithm feeds me.
Right, of course.
And so I try not to respond from a lens of only seeing that perspective, because I'm hyper aware that I'm getting a certain perspective. But I think what I can say is, and I feel pretty confident in, is that like, there is no reason why we should be where we are today with, in terms of like what ICE has become in this country today and the amount of, I would guess, impact and operations and all that stuff that they are currently carrying out, because it doesn't feel like when you say, hey, you're gonna get rid of the illegal criminals and all that stuff, yeah, right, but common sense tells me something about this doesn't feel right. And also I think it's a slap in the face for the things that we talk about all the time, that we don't have a country, we don't have a country. We don't have the money to take care of as a country. Like, there are certain places like, like San Francisco and whatever, where like just rampant homelessness and whatever. And for whatever reason, we don't have the money to take care of this issue. We're like, but you have the money to set loose, basically like a militia, like in every city in America to like, so like, I think
it does appear like they're like the rules that apply to ICE don't like, they're sort of more lenient than what
and it begs the question of like, where do local authorities like, and somebody like ICE, like where's the like Venn diagram of like, where does their stuff carry? Because like if a local police officer interfered with that and said, hey, I need y'all to get the fuck out of here, right? Like, it's his jurisdiction, it's his thing, but like, does the federal agent then sort of like supersede that? And then knowing what we know about ICE, where like you hear a lot of stories of like, dude, ICE is offering insane bonuses for people signing on to be part of that team, right? And then
and who are they getting?
Yeah. And then a lot of it is like they're getting like failed police officers, right? Like they're getting people who were like either fired or couldn't make it, or like.
And I don't know that to be true, but
that's like the narrative, I guess I would say, that you see online, that they're getting a lot of that. And it's not hard for me to believe something like that, because I would say you and I know like great people who are cops and intelligent people who are cops. But we also know a lot of shitheads that you should not be allowed to have that kind of authority, right? And I think, and I say that to say that that's a job that I feel like should have a little more scrutiny. And so, like, we know people who you go certainly worthy of being held to a standard of like, yeah, I can trust you to carry this out in a way that's fair and honest, and you have the intellect to I think withhold the laws of whatever thing you're in. And then we also know people who are like I wouldn't let you fucking borrow a movie from me, let alone
right.
It's
listen, man,
like any profession, but I feel like that one, anything with law enforcement should be a little harder, I think, I guess, to
especially if you're giving these monetary bonuses, like. You should be able to.
Right? Am I making that up?
I thought it was 50 grand. That's what I've seen.
50 grand is a lot of fucking money for most cops. Yes. That's their annual salary, right?
Yeah. Like depending on where you're at.
Depending on where you're at as a cop, yeah.
And listen, in one respect, I say that there is responsibility on the part of the citizens to understand situations that you're in and respect the authorities. Now, having said that, I also think that this needs to get an investigation, and if this guy is guilty of wrongdoing, he should be sentenced to whatever.
Yeah,
right.
And it certainly feels like it's going to be very difficult to convict this guy. I saw that a lot of the federal prosecutors within Minnesota are resigning, specifically around how they're being told to handle this case.
Oh wow.
And a lot of like ancillary things that are sort of prosecutors into this case. Yeah, including, I can't think of the guy's name.
Federal prosecutors?
Yes. Oh, man. Wow. And I can't think of, I'm going to pull it up right now because there's someone like very prominent in that group that was fuck, man. There's a very prominent prosecutor that was that resigned. Sorry. That's what I was looking for. That is like a big deal because I think he was a federal prosecutor and that was recently appointed, and he's like a star. I think someone who they thought had like a bright political future.
Okay.
And I'm gonna miss the guy's name here, but anyway,
I probably wouldn't know anyway, man.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it's become a big thing. They've had multiple federal prosecutors resign because of the way they were told to handle this case or not handle this case, or how maybe some of their arguments are shot down. Fuck, man. As much as I love it here, right? And you know, we had an episode last week. We obviously talked about the shit in Venezuela. It sucks that we've gotten to this point here, because certainly for me personally, I never felt like immigrants were that much of a problem to our day to day. I'm not saying it wasn't a problem. Illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Let me preface that by saying, I never felt like we had that much of an illegal immigrant problem. Where, like, I don't know anyone who's trying to get a job as a housekeeper who can't get one because of illegal immigrants, or as a landscaper, or, you know, like if you're going after gang members and all that, and there are very intricate and
you should go after those people.
Yeah, and there are very, you know, the same way we sort of like, you know, we pulled off whatever we did in Venezuela last week. There are also other countries doing things here through illegal immigrants and who eventually become gang members and all that stuff. Like, that's not lost on me, that those are things that are actually happening. Why you're in a suburb in Minnesota is beyond me in terms of like collecting. I think there's like a big Senegalese population. I hope I'm saying that right. But members from Senegal, the country in Africa, that are in that neighborhood specifically, and that's what they were targeting. And I think there was a specific group that they were targeting in that neighborhood of why they went there. It's like I just don't know that I want to. That's where I think our resources should be, and also I want to see us have like a little more empathy for people who deserve to be here. And yeah, maybe they're not legal citizens, but have done the right things. And I wish that this process was taking that into account, because I think there are people here who may not legally be here, but are here for the right reasons and have conducted themselves here with like dignity and with class and are the embodiment of what built this country. Because I think it is really, you know, this country is turning 250 years old, quote unquote, this year. In reality, this is a much older country in terms of like land mass and territory. Like, this shit was here long before we decided to call it America. And in reality, the people who took this over that we say are, you know, like that we're celebrating this 250th anniversary were immigrants themselves. And
we are a nation of immigrants.
And we are a nation built on immigrants. And I don't know, man, I wish that we embodied that spirit more now instead of whatever is happening now. Yeah,
man. Go after the
rapists, the drug dealers.
No different than the rapists and the criminals that are citizens.
I shouldn't be hearing about someone's cleaning lady who got deported, and I shouldn't be hearing about someone's lawn guy who's not around anymore and all that shit. Like I know, like personally, so many people who are like, I lost XYZ person in my life, and I'm like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like we shouldn't be here, and that part's heartbreaking for me, especially as someone who, again, I love what we stand for. I love what we're built on. I love everything. I love the opportunity this affords a lot of people. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm going to move out of here the first chance I get and all that stuff. Like, we're not a perfect country,
no,
by any means. This is, obviously something that I wish we didn't do, but. I just wish there was a better way we were handling this shit. And maybe, I don't know, bro, if they take Greenland, I might be back on the side next week. Bro. I might be happy if I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck these immigrants. Let's take Greenland.
Dude, Trump is really serious about
it. Bro, he's trying to take over. This motherfucker is playing Risk. I am convinced that he's got a map of the world and he's playing like Risk, and he's like, what's next? he talks shit about Cuba and Greenland. So he's talking about.
I think it's a Cuba thing.
Bro, he told the dude from Cuba basically, like, stop talking spicy, motherfucker. I'll come after that shit next too. Like, Yeah. And I don't know if that's just him talking shit, because, you know, Trump just be...
I mean, he does be just saying... But I don't know, man. Like, I'm starting to believe all this shit that he's saying.
Yo,
right?
not for nothing, bro. If I was president of the United States, right, and knowing how petty I am...
You be saucy, too?
I would be talking shit, even if I don't mean it. Like, I would just be talking shit. Like if somebody... I don't know. I'm just going to make up some country. If the dude from Cuba was talking shit, I'd be like... You know I can just take you, right? Like, I'd be like, I would go into there and there is nothing you could do about it. Like, I would feel like I would just say shit like that on the regular in press conferences until someone made me not. I'd be at every press conference.
I was just playing.
Every time they'd be like, so Denmark wasn't happy with your remarks, I'd be like, fuck them. That would literally be my whole time.
Well, maybe
fuck Denmark.
You should sanction me with your army.
I'd be like, do something about it, ho.
You don't have an army. Yeah. So I guess you should shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yo, who knew Chappelle's show was literally like seeing into the future of our shit, bro? It's like Chappelle's show is literally called all
History
this shit,
fucking
bro.
repeats itself.
Oh my god,
because
bro.
this is all he did that shit off of all of the George Bush stuff.
Yep. Bro, I feel like I would be in every press conference. They would just be like, Poland is not happy with your comments today. I'd be like, tell them to do something about it. and then I would just be like, next question. I'd be the fucking worst, bro, because I would just be talking shit. Knowing what I know about whatever capabilities we have, anytime anybody says some shit, I'd be like, tell them to do something about it.
Dude, I saw the interview with Trump where he's like, man, you know, like I love Denmark. They're always nice to me. I love the people of Greenland, whatever. And he's like, but just because Denmark landed a ship on there 500 years ago, we've landed many ships on there. And he's like, they don't make it theirs. And he's like, so I want to make a deal. But if we can't make a deal, we're going to do it the hard way. And bro, I'm starting to go like, yeah, I believe this guy.
No, I do too. Yeah. Yo, not for nothing, we're sort of spoiled in the sense of like, we read history books and that's how shit played out, and we just be like, wow, people back then were savages, without realizing we're still like that. Right. It just plays out in a very different way, and Trump has sort of taken it back to like caveman shit, right? Because intellectually, it's just like, there's no sophistication about like how he carries shit out. But the end result is the same one that, like, I don't know, Barack would have gotten to, right? Like, if Barack wanted Greenland, like, he's getting fucking Greenland, right? But, like, Trump is, like, very clumsy and caveman-like in how he gets to it, where he's just like, I fucking want it, so you're going to give it to me, right?
I think it's more of his business mentality of where, you know, like, there's such things as hostile takeovers, right?
Yeah.
Within the business world. And I think
he's like a private equity firm just going in and like,
and it's just like, yo, like, okay, well, this is a different sort of business, but I can apply those same principles.
Right, but like, I think like someone like Barack would have done, the end result would have been the same. He would have finessed it a lot better. Yeah. And so the optics look better. But at the end of the day,
it's the same shit.
It's the same shit. And so, like, do we care? If, like, the result's the same, but you're just sort of, like, you know, putting lipstick on a pig, if you will. Who fucking cares? You know what I mean?
There's a great line in the movie A Few Good Men.
Okay.
And I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember it exactly, but it's when Jack Nicklaus is on the stand, and he says something about you know, like you are like you're allowed to rise and sleep under the blanket of freedom that I provide, but then you question the manner in which I provide it.
Yeah. And
it's like, we're very, like, Americans are
and it goes back to the shit we were talking about last week, where Americans are very much like, oh, you should do that, be nice. With the ignorance of like, hey, you can be that bitch because we're bullies. You know what I mean? Like, you're afforded to be a bitch because we're bullies on the main stage, if you will. Like, yeah. And listen, I think that doesn't make it right.
No, not at all.
But
I'm just saying it's very interesting, right?
No. But I would say that if you're...
Like, we'll say that shit from the comfort of our nice homes where, like you said before, I think you said it last week, where it's like, we're not worried about getting bombed, and we're not worried about, we're not worried about another 9/11. Wherever you live in the U.S., typically, like, you're not worried about 9/11.
No, dude, I think humans are exceptionally adaptable, right? And so, like, if we were in a post-apocalyptic world, I think these actions would be seen as
normal,
right, but necessary for survival,
right?
And I think what happens is that the illusion of comfort has made us feel like they are not, and so what like if you just take the city we're in, Orlando, and like some fucking outbreak happened and Orlando was being, I don't know, overrun by fucking
Cubans,
like some other tribe, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like taking these actions and being this cutthroat, right, would be seen as like, like it could be seen as rebellious. It could be seen as like we have the first president of the United States was a guy who basically said "fuck you" to the previous regime, right? And so we look at that as heroic, but I think in times of comfort, it's almost like we look at that, and because we don't see the necessity in it at that time, because of the lens of comfort, we're kind of like, oh, maybe you're being a little mean or being a little aggressive or whatever. And but what happens is that, like, if you change a circumstance, you're looked at as a hero or as a leader or as a pioneer. But it's difficult for us to get there when life is cushy. I know we say that shit all the time. I feel like we beat that with a dead horse, but like,
very true.
I think, and again, this isn't like a defense of Trump and shit that he wants to do, but I think us being able to sit in the comfort of our homes where we can temperature control our environment and, tweet fuck the government from our phones and not worry about getting hung the next day and yada, yada. Like, I think what we've lost in that is that because we can do that, we have a government that can go and say, yo, we want that shit, and we're going to go ahead and take it, and we're willing to negotiate with you. And so there can be a win-win for both of us, right? Like monetarily. Right. Or you're fucking, what Trump said, they got 2 dog sleds there, or your 2 dog sleds can try to defend it. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's very much the world that we lived in 250 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 years ago. And it's very much the world we live in today.
Bro, I was gonna say, man, maybe even 100 years.
No, but I think it's today. I just think that the comfort has given us this false sense of like, that's in the past. And I think in reality, we're in a world that we're always fighting for position, and that's never going to end. But I think the comfort has led us to believe that the map of the world, if you will, is finite. It's set, it's static, it's never changing.
Right.
And in reality,
that's not true.
The map of the world, that's not true. The map of the world belongs to the conquerors, right? And whether it's Gandhi or whether it's the British Empire, whether it's the Romans or whether it's the United States now.
Gandhi was a peaceful man.
Was what? Who?
Gandhi was a peaceful man.
Oh, not Gandhi. Fucking who was
the... Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Yeah, you're right. Gandhi should have been taken shit over because now he's in jail, right? Gandhi went to prison because he was peaceful, right? Sorry. Genghis Khan or the Romans or the British Empire or us, there will always be the conqueror.
Yeah, the bully.
And you want to be on the side of the bully.
How are we doing on time, bro?
I don't know, man.
What do you mean?
Hour 7. Fuck.
All right, man. Let's close it off.
I want to talk about fat bitches in Miami.
How many are there?
Bro, did you see the viral story this week about the girl? Okay, so there's I'm just going to try to give the quick spark notes.
Okay.
There's a girl, and I don't know if this is real. It doesn't fucking matter. The story, I'm pretty sure it's still close enough to being true because it's Miami. There's a girl who posted this story saying that they went to Miami as a girls' trip. They planned their trip. They had their hotel. They had their thing. I don't know.
Okay.
And basically, they tried to make the trip as cost neutral as possible, basically like a cheap Miami trip.
Okay.
And then what happened was that they went to a club, and this is New Year's Eve. They went to a club on New Year's Eve, and they got to the front of the line. And when they got to the front of the line, they wanted to charge one of their big back friends $300 to get in.
300?
300 to get in.
How much were the rest of the
I thought that was a decent rate in Miami. I'm not gonna lie. So $300 because she was fat.
First of all, Miami and cheap is oxymoron.
Yeah. Miami is, and for y'all listening to this, if you ain't never been clubbing in Miami or had to pay for a parking spot in Miami or nothing, or pay for a drink in Miami, that sounds egregious. That sounds reasonable to me for a fat fee. But they wanted to charge a friend $300 to get it.
Yeah.
Now, they're all saying, I don't know if they don't have the money or whatever, but basically the video from the girl is like, yo, we talked about different scenarios. Do we all split the $300? Do we just have her pay the $300?
Okay.
I guess they went in debate about this for a while, to where it was getting closer and closer to midnight, and these girls wanted to spend the New Year's Eve countdown.
Yeah, of course.
So they offered the fat friend who was being charged $100, hey, we'll pay for your Uber back to the hotel.
Oh shit! So
but we're going into the club for this thing, right?
We got it for free,
but we get in, but we not fat, right? So she's like, so the friend's like, bet, but we're not friends anymore. If y'all leave me to go back to the room and y'all go spend New Year's Eve at this thing, then we're no longer friends. And so then the next clip of the video is the chicks party, and
they didn't fucking care.
Now
you was the third wheel or whatever you want to call it, the fifth wheel. How many friends were there? Yeah. You were that odd one out.
Yeah. So I got to thinking, based on the country we're living in, like, first off, a little racist, right?
Racist?
It's a way to say, yeah. Like, clearly you're trying to get rid of black dudes, right? Like, by eliminating fat chicks. Like, next thing you know, it's going to be like, yo, we don't serve Henny or letting fat chicks without a fee.
Oh, you're talking about the club.
I'm like, yo, what a genius way to pull off segregation without explicitly saying, we don't want black dudes here. You just go
fat white girls.
We're getting rid of fat chicks, and then you go, we're getting rid of fat white girls, and then you go, because we know black dudes are just all into fat white girls. So then it's like, I was like, yo, that's crazy. So if they cut Henny off the menu, then they're definitely just trying to get rid of black people. And I'm like, what a brilliant way to segregate your club or clean up the demographic.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, man. One time I went into a liquor store, a local liquor store, and I was looking for like cognac. I was looking for Hennessy.
Yeah.
And as I go to the cognac section and I see everything but Hennessy, and then so I go to the counter and I'm like, yo, you guys don't have Hennessy? And as I'm saying it, I see it. It's on the shelf behind the counter.
Oh, so there's no lock and key basically.
So yeah, so I go. So as I'm saying it, I'm like, you don't have Hennessy? And I was like, oh, there it is. And I told the guy, dude, the price point on that and the price point that you have on the shelf of other stuff is the same.
It's not the price.
Why do you have it behind you? And he goes, you know why.
I was literally about to say the same thing, so I agree with him. You know goddamn well why he got it.
You know why.
I'm gonna take just like a educated guess here and say you were either in the brown or black side of town.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believable. It's yeah. It's dude. Miami's a crazy place, right? Like I paid for outlandish fees and shit in Miami. Now, okay, there are certain there are a lot of angles to go at this from. So like, first off, I went, oh, this fat chick gets treated how men get treated at clubs.
Oh.
So, that is very much how men get treated here. Or in Miami specifically, men get treated like that, right? Like you think about, dude, no. Women aren't buying VIP sections in clubs. It's guys, right? It's guys. And it's not, and it's because women are smarter than us. Women can show up and just look good, and they're like, I'm going to get into the VIP section, and I'm going to get the same drinks. And
then good-looking women attract more men, and they attract the men with the money to the club.
Who spend money, right? Like,
so if you're a woman that is not attractive,
and good-looking women are generally smart enough to go, I can just sit here and drink for free. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, so like, I went, yo, this is how this fat chick felt is how men feel, and probably how ugly people feel in general. Like, it's a tax on being ugly. Like, especially, dude, Miami.
I guess when
was the last time you went and did something fun like that in Miami? Have you seen, dude, Miami is expensive as fuck to just exist, let alone do anything that involves like social, I guess, currency. Like, if you do anything with social currency in Miami, pool party. I've done pool parties in Miami, done nightclubs in Miami. I've done beachside, like hotels on the beach in Miami. And the rates are very different for different things depending on what you look like and who you are and all that shit. Like, parking in Miami is a different beast. Because we'll complain about parking in like Chicago and New York or yada yada. Parking in Miami is fucking offensive, especially if you're on South Beach. So it's just a more expensive city to do shit in. It's an exponentially more expensive city to do shit in if you're a man or you're ugly or evidently if you're a fat chick. Like,
so what we're trying to say is, welcome to the club.
Yeah. So fat chicks, welcome to the what's the remember Little Rascals, the He-Man Woman Haters or whatever the fuck, and Little Rascals, he got the little club that it's just guys allowed in, like, welcome to that, whatever the fuck that is, Alfalfa said. So fat chicks are getting treated how men get treated. And then
you're welcome.
You're welcome. A day in the life. So lose weight and then remember that. Hop on a treadmill, get a pill, take some fucking
some Ozempic,
whatever the fuck, but do an hour or exercise. You know, then you cure cancer. And
10 minutes a day
and fix your wallet.
Intense. Fix your wallet.
Yeah, all of the above. And you wouldn't have to pay for the fee in Miami, bro. Fuck, man. I started thinking about the egregious shit that I had to pay in Miami or experiences that I've had in Miami. Miami is a fucking wild place because it's like the only place I've ever paid for like Eggs Benedict, like $50 for Eggs Benedict. Yeah. And then like I was offended at the moment and then I go, fuck, that was a fun time though.
There you go.
I'm like, yo, man.
See, she could have paid the $300 to the same thing.
But like, yo, but also I would never move there. I don't want to go back all the time. I don't want to like, it's just, there's something about the people in Miami that makes me hate myself. It makes me hate them. Because Miami is like, it's like LA minus the upside. Like, and people in LA can at least be like, yeah, I've been in this movie or this TV commercial or this whatever. Like Miami is like a bunch of people pretending to be that. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yo, I had a question. So did they charge her by the pound?
Ooh, I don't think so. But that would be, I feel like that's what they should do.
Any photos?
You get on a scale and you got to pay $1 per pound.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't have a photo of her, no.
No? So there was no
photo.
The
video might have shown
there was no photo in there. That's okay.
But do $1 per pound? Yo, so would you be okay if like clubs adopted $1 per pound like policy?
If what? What's the criteria?
If you're a woman and they were like, yo, if you're over 100 and let's say 20 pounds and you're under like, let's say a certain height, right? Because you go like 120 if you're like 5'11" as a woman is like thing. But if you're under 120, or if you're over 120 pounds, rather, and we're going to pick a height. I'm not going to name the height because I don't want to get in trouble by anybody. And you're like over 120, 125, whatever. And we're going to be like, yo, we're going to charge whatever the ideal height to weight ratio is. We're going to charge you $1 per pound. Would we be okay with that?
I mean, I don't know. Listen, as a private business, I always feel like you can do whatever you want because the market will dictate whether you stay open or not, or whether you're successful or not. Right. So if that doesn't work and then you get bad publicity and then no one goes to your club, then you fail. But if it works, like I'm open.
It's gonna work in Miami because they're shallow.
Bro, I'm open to businesses being racist. I don't give a fuck because over time, if you're in a place where there's people of race, right? Then you're gonna go. You're gonna fail. Over
I think
time.
we should encourage it. I think we should encourage businesses to be racist,
do whatever the fuck you want,
and sexist, and fattest, and whatever. Because just let the market decide.
Yes.
I think just let the market decide. Fuck, man. I feel like there's because it's interesting. If you're a club and you have limited capacity and you're trying to attract the guys that spend money, right? The guys that spend money don't want to look at the fat chicks. However, most of them are going to leave with one, right? Because we're going to leave that story alone, but the fact that you laughed that hard tells me that you know where I'm going.
Is this a Marine Corps? Is this a Marine Corps fucking bar?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not trying to dom nobody out. I'm just saying I heard that the fat chicks would actually do all right in that type of environment. But I think when you're trying to uphold the level of status, and you don't want to be in a club with ugly people or fat people. Like, I go, man, is this what ugly people get treated like? Because I don't know that I've ever been to a club and felt like I shouldn't belong there. Even in Miami. I feel like, and I've heard people being like, yo, back in the line, or nope, you're not allowed in. And nope, I've heard all these stories. Yes, we're not stupid. We know chicks get let in. If you're a good looking chick, you're a good looking chick with friends, you're getting let in. Of course, I understand how that works. It's the economics and the eye candy. And as guys, we're just fucking gross. And it's mostly a guy man in that door. And we're just gonna we're thinking with our dicks, right? And so the guy working that door is going to be like, yeah, I'm letting this chick in because, again, I'm thinking with my dick, so who am I letting it, right? So I understand it. but as a dude who has to spend the money at these places, I'm like, man, how do we rebel against this shit? Also, I don't want to be in a club full of fat chicks, so I kind of don't have many options.
Pay the money, man.
Yeah.
Pay the money, bro.
If you're the friends now, so let's flip this to guys. If a bunch of us are going out and one of us got charged $300 to go in because we're a fat dude, would you split the money with the dude or would you tell him to go back home?
How close friends are we? Is there somebody you brought that I don't know?
All right, so I'm gonna take a real life scenario here. So you and I went to Vegas once, and there was a couple of us there.
Yeah.
Let's say the core three.
Okay.
That were there. One of us gets told. I'm not gonna say which one, but one of us gets told, "Yo, you gotta pay $300 to get in because you're not aesthetically as pleasing."
But it's just the core three.
The core three
because there was 5.
Right.
So the core three.
Because the other 2 I'm gonna get past to. And you'd be like, yo, we got to split. I'd be like, yo, if I'm the one and I'm like, yo, I'm a fat dude, would y'all be willing to split?
Yeah, I'm paying.
You would be in, you would pitch in.
Yeah, if it was the core 3, yes. If it's the other 2, no.
So going back to the original story, fat chick,
I'd be like,
your friends don't give a fuck about you.
Because if it was any of the other 2 dudes, I would look at the other guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And go, that's your responsibility.
I don't know y'all. Yeah. No, exactly. Also, if you're the fat chick, the crazy part is she probably would have done better than the other girls in this scenario. You know what I mean? In terms of quality, she would have been better off.
Yeah, dudes wouldn't have been intimidated to go.
She would have pulled off a better dude than the rest of them, I guarantee it. Yeah, she would have pulled off a better, the chances of someone getting a husband that day were higher for the fat chick than they were for the rest of that group. and if women are wondering why that is, then y'all got to get some more male friends.
And on that, the 250. Tell them where they can find us.
Go everywhere, goddammit. At the Cover Poop Podcast on IG, at the Cover Poop Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, at Carbon FB Pod on X and at Carbon Food Podcast on TikTok. Make sure you guys follow us there and all your favorite audio platforms. We know you guys listen through Spotify and Apple Podcasts mostly, so we are on there. And we were also on Audible and Amazon Music and Geo7 and Ghana and Podchaser and Pocket Cast and whatever. And listen, we've been streamed in over, I think, I'm just off the top of my head, I feel like close to 100 countries, 62,000 plus downloads. That doesn't include video, that's just audio, just everywhere, man. So shout out to you guys. We appreciate it. The support. Again, 250 episodes in. I look at where we're big in, and it's crazy to me. We have a presence in India and in Europe and in Australia for some reason, and in, you know, where we get downloads from in Germany and so it's wild to see the reach, even if it's just a handful of you guys. We appreciate you guys watching week to week, and I can tell that it's consistent from the same people in those same regions week to week, because we'll always get the downloads every time the new episode. Like we can see it, we can see where they're coming from, so it's cool to see that. And it's not, like I said, I didn't have a plan or a guess or even I don't know. I had no idea. When we started recording this podcast, I didn't think at all about how many episodes we would do.
No, absolutely not.
Where it would go. But it dawned on me today, or within the last 24 hours, that it was 250, and it's fucking crazy, man.
Cool.
It's cool. It's cool as hell, man. It's over 5 years of work and people listening to us talk shit and pour our heart out on this shit, for lack of a better thing, and give you personal anecdotes and, you know, tell you about our kids or love life or fucking, you know, careers, or just
fat chicks in Miami.
Or fat chicks in Miami. So thank you.
Yo, and as always, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.